following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
Welcome back to Unsupervised, the spinoff. This week, your friendly neighborhood hosts are going to talk about pre-cheating. Is that a thing? The IRS stimulus and the IRS's $8.2 million mistake. We'll discuss head basketball coach Roy Williams in his 17-year anniversary. In our Wacky Stat-of-the-Week, people don't know what the government is. In petty party politics, Bernie officially drops out and everyone endorses Joe Biden. And in our topic of the week, communication. Over-communication, under-communication, lies. Do they have their place? Enjoy the show. Is this thing on?
I believe this thing on.
I feel like this thing on.
Y'all think this thing on?
Yeah. Pretty sure this thing on.
Shit, y'all already know what I'm gonna say then. So let's get it then. Hey, welcome back. Episode 11. Unsupervised the spinoff. 1-1. 2 for Tuesdays. It's your boy M. Dot. Except it's Wednesday though. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Real himself. The Real is back. Here with my co-hosts, the two fabulous guys, man. The dudes that are not supervised. West Coast Jay, Hollywood Paul. Hollywood Paul, how you doing today, man?
Shit, man, I'm just chilling, man. You know, I can't complain at all, bro. It's been a good week. You know what I'm saying? Going into the next. Shit, I'm enjoying life, enjoying being at home. I gotta start working out though, man. I'm starting to breathe heavy like a fat kid. So, you know, I can't run up the stairs and come back down without breathing heavy. So, I got my official motivation, and I'm starting to look like Thor in the Endgame. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta tighten up. But other than that, I'm doing good, man. Doing real good.
No doubt, brother. That's good to hear. West Coast Jay, my man. How you doing, man?
Man, you know me. I'm over here trying to stay low-key like a midget locksmith. Feel me? Still ducking and dodging the rotor. I'm right there with P on that one, though. I had to walk to the store earlier. And I know I was walking back up this hill right in front of my apartment complex and was sounding like nigga. Sounding like I'm snoring and shit. This shit wasn't cool at all. I started coughing up shit my color like, nigga, all I did was walk down in here.
Damn, brother.
Shit ain't cool.
What's up with your cardio, man? You gotta get your cardio game right.
Yeah, it's non-existent, bruh. When I tell you man. I don't leave the house, I mean it's non-existent. I don't leave the house. I go from the couch to the office chair, back to the couch. No doubt. Yeah, man, you gotta do something out there. Gotta do something to keep that cardio right, man. I may order me a bicycle or something, but I don't want to put that motherfucker together. So I may just go to Walmart and buy me a bicycle because I gotta keep my cardio right, man. Gotta keep it right. Yeah, that might have to become a move. Like I really might actually need to go get a goddamn bike.
Yeah, man, it's really good cardio, and it's not as bad as...
You ain't had a bike because you've been riding to work, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not as bad on your knees as jogging. You know, the best cardio, of course, is swimming. But,
I like to do fucking.
Oh, man, but that's really great cardio, too, but, I mean, unless you fucking for an hour and a half.
Hey, man, mind your business, all right?
True. My bad. You know what I'm saying? If you out there shot,
solid 7.5 minutes of cardio right there, nigga.
Speak for yourself, man. Okay, I'm good for a good 25, 38 minute. It just depends on what's going on.
25, 38 minutes. Hey, that's strong, brother. Hey, that's strong. 25, 30. What my time at? 25 to 38 minutes. Yeah, that's a long time.
Now, I mean, I might round that at good 43 minutes, and that's with switching positions, foreplay, and everything involved. I'm just saying.
Right. I will tell y'all a
You know,
story.
speaking of foreplay and getting into stuff like that, my lady, I do want to do a callback on last week's show. I did get some feedback from some friends. Anyway,
Can we get through the intro before?
we can. I just want to let you know I wanted to do that little callback for us, man. I
Oh,
want to
no
start doing
doubt.
that every week. You know.
No doubt. I'll jump right back to you. Episode 11, y'all. Sorry about that. We kind of got all the way carried away, but hey, we
We
unsupervised.
unsupervised.
Exactly. We do what the fuck we want to do. But we do. Oh, sorry about that. Hollywood, you're gonna have to pause that. I had another call coming in. We unsupervised. We do what the fuck we want to do. However, taking it seriously, we just gotta drop some Defy Life plugs. So check us out, man. www.go-defylife.com, defylifegear.com. Check out the entire network on defylifepods.com. Man, we bringing it to y'all, man. Shout out to the whole network. Everybody out there bringing you content, doing your thing. I want to shout out a couple of our patrons, our amazing patrons. This week we want to shout out. Let's see. Let's go with James Weber and Victoria Johnson. Shout out to you both. You guys are definitely part of the reason why we are able to do what we do. We definitely appreciate it. I wanted to show you some love and shout you out, man. West Coast J, man. Let them know where they can find us.
You already know. Check us out initially at defylifepods.com. That's again www.defylifepods.com. You can also find us on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Play Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and pretty much anywhere else you get your podcast fix.
No doubt. Hollywood Paul, man. Let them know about our social media.
Yeah, man. Y'all can check us out at, Unsupervised, the spinoff podcast at facebook.com. Make sure y'all continuing to like, comment, and share. We still got our giveaway going on. We just waiting on the Rona to pass. That's all. Just waiting on the Rona. But definitely don't forget to check us out. It's at facebook.com. You know what I'm saying? Unsupervised, the spinoff podcast. Just type that in your search bar. It'll come up first thing because everybody listening to us and downloading. So don't miss out.
No doubt. Don't forget to rate, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Check us out on Spreaker, y'all, and do all of that good stuff, man. We got an email address too. West Coast J, what's the email?
You can email us at unsupervised@godefylife.com. And again, tell us about all of the stuff that you agree with or disagree with. Or just email us and say hi.
No doubt. Email us and say hi, and all the stuff you disagree with HP about. No doubt. Oh, so bringing it back to you, HP. What did you want to do a call back on for last week's show?
Oh, it was just last week, man. Just talking about the whole, what is considered cheating. And I wanted to elaborate more on something I said, piggybacking off the statement you were making about understanding, when you might be crossing into that threshold. Because, like I said, I myself, I'm really friendly. So, sometimes you might be too friendly with someone and they get the wrong idea and then try to shoot your shot. So it's like some people may consider that like it's like pre-cheating, it's because your intentions, could if you're not aware, you know what I'm saying? You're right. If you're not aware of it, you might can get forgiven. But once it's called out and, you don't change that part of your personality or suppress it in certain instances, it may be like you are leading down the wrong path. You know what I'm saying? And I mentioned that I might struggle with that every day. I don't want that to be taken the wrong way for our listeners. I want them to understand that I do know the difference, but I just struggle with being really friendly and knowing when to turn it off because it's just a part of my personality, And some people may get drawn into that and take things the wrong way. But I have been accused of that before, so I just wanted to clear that up because I got some feedback on it, and people were like, "Wait a minute, dog, hold up! I don't want you to go missing." You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to, dog. Wait, dog. you better sleep when I open. Like I was getting some feedback, so I just want to piggyback off of that. And,
Really? So
yeah.
to clarify that you don't pre-cheat. You don't cheat or pre-cheat.
But no, I understand that my personality may, become attractive to some. They may want to see more. They want to experience more. They want to see what else is there to offer. And of course, just from being a salesman, being an actor, always having to sell myself. You're trying to, harvest honey. You don't kick over the bee's nest. So I try to make sure they know where to get that honey from at all times because I'm the honey. I'm the product. So I'm always selling myself. Not saying I'm fake. It's just being who I am. So sometimes that can lead down a slippery slope if you're not careful.
He liked the dark-skinned Mike Lowry. Y'all know y'all don't heard me say that before. He liked the dark-skinned Mike Lowry. You know what I'm saying? He gets workout on, just buff, just his shirt's too little, arms just poking out everywhere. All of that. West Coast Jay, what you think about pre-cheating, man? That's something you done heard of?
No, I don't support that.
I don't support that shit either. It's nice. It's nice though.
Well, it is, and it's like the thing is, if you know that you have a very infectious personality and you have an effect on women that
right.
Not everyone's been blessed with.
Wow.
I'm a lucky guy, so I can't control it. I blame God.
I got that. I got that, and I got that thing. I just don't agree with you. Like,
right.
I'm with money on this one.
You ain't gotta agree with me. You ain't gotta agree with me because I ain't fucking either one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? But if there was someone you was fucking and they were like, look, you don't need to be that way. Like you were saying about your friend, you were just being a friendly guy. You were being a nice guy. Come over and hook up my bookcase. You know what I'm saying? Come over and unclog this sink for me. And you just going over there and your girl got to be like, yo, she trying to fuck you. I know you're trying to be friendly and all, but you might be giving her the wrong idea and it causes a situation to happen. You need to stop doing that.
But I don't.
They might not label it as pre-cheating,
I don't think that was pre-cheating. I mean, like
no. I don't consider it as pre-cheating, but it can open up the door to situations. Is what I'm saying.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't be trying to do that shit, but I struggle with it because I know I'm a friendly guy, and sometimes I can't control other people. I can only control myself, but I'm not gonna walk around not talking to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I just gotta know when to scale it back, or when to be like, okay, look, I see you shooting your shot, but nah, I'm good,
Yeah, I mean, friendly and flirty are two different things, bro.
Absolutely, but they flirt on that thin line so seamlessly.
So you're not going to help nobody put up no bookshelf, no TV stand like you. They got
depending on who they are, depending on if they my friend, you know what I'm saying. Depending on the full disclosure of the situation, I'm not saying I don't have female companions or female friends outside of my lady, but our friendship is limited. You know what I'm saying? There are certain things I'm going to do and not going to do. Like I'm not just going to be running over every time I get a phone call to come to your rescue, like I am your man just because I'm your friend. But right. I hook you up. Like I come over, put your bookcase up. My girl can come with me if need be.
Oh yeah, no doubt. You know I was gonna say what? But you still right. So that part, I think you might be right. Like. Because first of all, let's not front like a woman will. Ladies, and y'all know this. A woman will fuck your man. Period. Like if she ain't got no man, she got a man. But if she don't have no man, and he coming over doing stuff like, putting your TV stand together or just, hey, it is a women will fuck other women's dudes.
Just let me thank you right quick. Come on in the bathroom. I gotta get something out of my purse.
No doubt they will do it, and they won't lose any sleep over it. So yeah, that's definitely a thing. I'm kidding a little bit about the pre-cheating, but
yeah, the label may be one thing, but the action is what I'm speaking of. That it's a struggle because, like I said, I can't control other people. All I can do is control myself, and I can't take what you may consider as flirting as me being friendly if I can only, confront that when it's brought to my attention. But it's just a struggle, man. That's all I'm saying. No
doubt. Well, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. Well, I guess we can. We're gonna use that as our intro. Any we're gonna use that as the intro. Anybody just want to touch on your week real fast?
I mean, I told you before, me and Netflix was intimately involved. Now me and Disney Plus got intimately involved. Found out that there's like 150 episodes of DuckTales. And so I made it a point to watch them all. Took about 4 days.
Tell them what ended up happening, though.
Oh, yeah. So initially I put it on and was falling asleep. And then I woke up and was watching a couple of them. And then by the time I kept watching, then I kind of got caught up in it and was like, man, how many of these are there? And I was too far along to stop. So I just kept watching them until it ended. It almost literally took, it was from like Thursday to Sunday.
Oh, my. No doubt.
Like,
no doubt at all.
It's ridiculous, man.
DuckTales, 150 episodes. You know what? I decided I'm going to go back and rewatch some series. And I think I'm going to put The Wire on my agenda.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm going to put maybe Dexter. If y'all watch, did y'all ever watch The Following? Joe Carroll and them?
No.
Nah.
Oh man, The Following was good as fuck. Definitely recommend y'all to check that out. If you ain't hooked 2 episodes in, shit, hey, it's that. And I got a few things on my DVR too, like The Good Doctor. I haven't really caught this latest season.
I couldn't get into The Good Doctor simply because I every time I look at the lead actor, the guy playing the doctor, I can't unsee him playing Norman Bates.
Right.
Like, I guess he just played it too good to me. You know, he was just so distinctively, into that role and just submerged into it. Like I don't know. I just cannot unsee it anymore. Like every time I look at him, I'm like, that's Norman Bates. Like I don't know.
And he does a really good job on that show.
He does.
Something else I've been watching. Oh, the new season of Homeland and the new season of Westworld are fucking crazy as well. So I've been catching up on that as well. So which made me decide I'm actually going to go back and start Homeland over, because this is the final season. So that's kind of what I spent my week doing, working and still staying isolated. The only time I go to the store now is kind of when I have plenty of food. But when I need something because I run out of things to drink. So when I need something to drink, and a little tequila, so I got to either go to the store or to the liquor store. So that's kind of when I go out, that's what I'm doing. But yeah, man, we're just trying to make it. Just trying
to get through, baby.
What we up to? 600,000 people sick, 26,000 people dead in the United States. Our president's talking about reopening governments and economies and stuff like that, and I'm like, whoa, slow your roll there, brother.
I noticed,
but
California put out like the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, put out a long, like, this is going to be a process. It's not going to be just like, and everything's open, go back out. Like, he was starting with schools. They may be splitting up schools so that, like, some kids have a morning start, some kids have an afternoon start. Like, they were talking about how to reintegrate, and it was a long plan. Like, There's no way to just get back in it.
Wow. A long plan, Rona style. I'm telling you, man, this is gonna change. This thing's gonna change all kinds of stuff, man. But I guess the biggest update on the Rona for this week is on Sunday, y'all, the IRS started dropping them stimulus checks.
Yeah, man.
Shit, either one of y'all got y'all stimulus check yet?
I mean,
I ain't got one yet.
What are you working for?
I should get one.
I mean, I don't have mine yet, so I was just asking. I wanted to see if anybody else was lucky or something.
Maybe.
Oh, Oh, you gonna keep that a supervised secret, huh? Hey, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Well, they out there, they're dropping, and one interesting story that I saw yesterday, and I want us to talk about this. Everybody getting their stimulus checks, you're not really getting a message from the IRS saying that we have deposited it. You just kind of check your account and boom, it's there. Or if they have to send you a paper check, you check the mail and it's there. And you get it and you go on about your business. Well, a man in Indiana who was waiting for his stimulus payment checked his account. Guess what he found in it?
What's
Something
that?
stimulating.
Shit, something real stimulating. $8.2 million
Holy shit.
in his bank account, which
I would
was
have emptied out the account and closed that shit and moved to Brazil. Got married, had a baby, and then any crime the U.S. would have charged me for, I would have been exonerated from. That's a little tidbit for you criminals out there. Little tidbit. But you gotta make it out the country though. Okay, you gotta go immediately. Go to Miami, get your passport there, buy your tickets to Brazil, meet some baddie, get her knocked up, pregnant. You gotta marry her, okay, and then you're good. But go ahead.
No doubt. Hey, well, I already know what Hollywood Paul gonna do. West Coast J.
Yeah, that was running from the law by Hollywood Paul Douglas.
If you check your bank account, oh, you gonna have to run. But hold on. If you check your bank account from this stimulus check and that joint say 8.2 mil, what you doing, brother?
Man. Probably calling Hollywood Paul and going to Brazil.
Yo, empty out the account, okay? They can do it. They're gonna tell you no. Look here, look at me. I am the captain now. Empty out the fucking account, okay? Don't give me this bullshit. I can't get you with that shit, man. I'm going to Brazil. I don't know why I gotta talk like that, but I feel like I'm gonna have to talk like that to the teller if she try to give me some bullshit when I try to close this account out, okay? I need that money. Not no check. Okay, you can give me half of the check, but I'm gonna need at least like 1.5 million in cash.
No doubt. Hey,
Said,
1.5.
all the money you got in that safe. Put that in this and find me a bag.
Right. I'm gonna have the bag ready. They can check it at the door. I don't care. That's what you gotta do, though, man. I can't see myself doing that, even on a small, petty measure. And hear me out. Like, I have a friend whose dad was standing in line at a bank, and when he got up to the actual door, there's a line out the door. The guy who was bringing money into the bank somehow left a bag behind. So he looks around and he doesn't see anybody. And the person before him was holding the door and then let it close. He walks over to the bag and he picks it up. He carries it inside the bank, waits in line all the way till he gets to the teller and drops the bag up and unzips it. And it's like, yeah, I think the guy that works for you guys left this outside. The lady looks at him and goes and gets the bank manager. The bank manager comes back out. They're all just shocked and surprised that this mistake just happened. And they're like, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to say they gave him like a 20 or 50% off coupon to Outback Steakhouse. It was like 50-something thousand in that bag, unmarked. They said the only thing we would have been able to do was try to look at the cameras and see if we can see who took the money away. You know, you could have been in the blind spot or whatever. I don't think I could have turned that money in. I probably would have picked it up and walked the fuck away from the bank. I don't think I could have did that.
I know I would have.
You would have turned it in?
Fuck no.
Oh no, yeah, no. I would have walked. I would have left my fucking car there, and came and got it later. Like I would have just left, and came and got that shit later. And they'd have had to look. First of all, okay, I'll pay my taxes. Okay, the police need to do their motherfucking job. What the fuck do I look like?
Yeah,
okay,
and then it's 50 grand, so I don't even have to put that in the bank. I can just keep that as cash.
Period.
That should just be under my mattress or something. I don't know what it would be, but I'm not even sure. Knowing me, I probably would have took it got in my car. I probably would have drove to a whole different bank, took maybe a couple grand out, opened up a little account there, and found a way to because you can't make big super duper deposits, but the rest of that,
5,000 they reported.
Yeah, so like the rest of that, I probably would have deposited like $1,500 or $2,000, and shit. The rest of that, that shit would have been at home with me. Everything I wanted to do from for a little second, I would have just paid cash. Oh my goodness. But yes, it's and maybe that's because I'm not a but I haven't had fortuitous things like that happen to me
ever.
Yeah, that kind of unfolding is that's an excessive amount of fortuitousness.
Like, bro, I was so distraught at what he told me. I couldn't even look dude in his face no more. I was like, bro, I gotta leave. I can't talk to you right now. He was like, what you mean? I'm like, bro, I just can't. Like, this don't make no damn sense to me. Like, you did what? You turned it in? And they gave you a coupon?
Right.
An Outback.
Not a finder's fee, not just.
And the manager was like, oh, yeah, these were like, if somebody would have got this money, they could have got away with it, because it hasn't been accounted for yet. I'm like, oh, shit, man. He tripping.
Yeah, tripping.
He was like, well, my truck was there. I was like, motherfucker, your truck is he had a 1973 Silverado pickup that was like needed a paint job, was on his last leg. I was like, bro, you could have left that motherfucker there now.
Right.
You could have paid $50 for a record to come pick that shit up and drop it at your house.
I would have never saw the truck again. Shit.
Because it got your tags and shit on it. So you could have paid a tow truck. You had $50,000. You could have paid him cash. Like, yeah, I'm gonna pay you cash, man. Go pick it up and sit right at the bank. Go pick that motherfucker up for me.
No doubt.
And then he was like, I didn't think of that, man. I thought it was a setup. I was like, bro, the moment you picked up that bag and held it as long as you did, and nobody jump out on your ass, and you walk with it, what you thought? What you think gonna happen, man? What you was gonna walk in the bank and deposit in your account, you idiot? No, you should have picked the bag up and walked away.
No, he might have thought somebody was watching him the whole time. Like, man, what is he gonna do?
He was like, I thought it was like a setup or something like that. I was like, even if it was,
I would have been like, I'm just playing, my nigga.
I mean, bro, first of all, so you're going to charge me for what exactly? I didn't see the guy put the bag there. It was a bag. I picked it up. I saw his money in it. I'm turning to walk the fuck away.
Right. No doubt. I'm out.
Now, if you're gonna charge me for something, you can charge me for tax evasion. Yeah, I'll pay that tax bill right now. How much? Like, come on. Like, that means I keep the rest of the money that I found. I'm still good. I'm still coming out ahead.
You hear stories about people that find, like, the story about the lady that found like a bag full of like mom money. She found like 90 grand in a bag or some shit. That type of shit doesn't.
You got to pay taxes on it. That's it.
That type of shit doesn't happen to me. Like, I don't walk down the street and say, "Oh, there's a bag right there," and then it's like 100 grand in the bag. Like, because I would have a really hard time. I would have a really hard time leaving it there.
Bro, I know
it was the great urban scholar Reggie Noble who said, if you see a bag of weed on the floor, motherfucker, what the fuck you gonna do?
Pick it up.
So, if you see a bag of money on the floor, motherfucker, what the fuck you gonna do?
No doubt. No doubt. So, my man's in Indiana. Apparently, he couldn't, he decided to call the news, call the IRS, call his friends. So, needless to say, it was a bank error that was
never played Monopoly ever.
An IRS error in his favor that he has returned.
That motherfucker has never played Monopoly. There's a chance card right now that straight up says bank error in your favor. Collect $50.
No doubt. Although I understand that, the 8.2 would have been, they would have been able to track it, and eventually they would have known that they made a mistake, and so they would have eventually asked him to return the money. But I'm kind of like Hollywood Paul. You ain't gonna be able to find. I'm gonna be in Afghanistan somewhere, my nigga. Like,
speaking any kind of language, I'm not even sure where. Like, nigga, you were. They found you. Like, yeah, I was in the jungle in Myanmar.
Right.
I'm
gonna be walking around with one of them translating dictionaries, trying my best to order a burger. okay, and figure out where can I go hear some good music without getting robbed. I mean, bruh, I don't like what 8 point. I ain't calling no fucking body, bro. I'll talk to you later. You'll see what's up with me later. I ain't gonna let you know.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I might shoot you something when I'm at where I'm at. You know,
Right.
you know. But
And
if
then
you
get a postcard that say "Weather is here. Wish it was beautiful."
no doubt, I'm in Dubai, bitch. I'm like somewhere where like they don't. I'm with an extradition treaty. Like I ain't going nowhere. I got $8 million. I'm investing into the local economy, nigga. Like I
Right.
just, woo, woo. But shout out to you, mom. They didn't release his name, but shout out to you, my man in Indiana.
Shout out to you, Indiana. I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give him this right here. Next, I'm gonna give you that for the Breakfast Club. You the donkey of the day, nigga. Okay, next time you get some money deposited in your account, shut the fuck up and start spending that shit. It's the bank
Call
fault.
the news though. Come on, pimp.
Keep your mouth shut. Go do something for your mama now, and keep your mouth shut. I'm big account, and then move to Brazil, have a baby, get married, you good.
Because I'm gonna tell you, this ain't the type of shit that happens to you more than once in your life. You don't get that type of break more than once.
Nah, bro.
So
Man, he clearly don't listen to Lil Wayne. I believe it was the great urban poet Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. who said, "Bitch, real G's move in silence like lasagna."
Right.
Why you call the news, man?
The news, bro. You supposed to let them find that mistake, and by the time they find it,
Like I
you
can
can close
only
your
imagine
account,
that
move.
newscaster story. And in local news, a local Indiana man just discovered $8.2 million in his account. The stimulus package is really working, isn't it?
and he's on the phone with me. Fuck what? Fuck no. Y'all would have been like, damn, what happened to Money? That was a cool kid.
Like, so you here for money? I don't know. We gonna do the show? I don't know. You think you got a stimulus check? I don't know. I think so.
Hey,
how much you get?
just know if I disappear off the face of the fucking earth, I got a stimulus check, and that shit was an error in my favor.
Yep.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, man.
I love y'all, but I honestly I'd have tried it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, I'd have tried it. Now, I know there's like one or two people I'd have called too as I was in the process of doing what I'm telling you I was going to do, and they might talk me into doing it a better way. I don't know, but I'm going to try to get this money. Is what I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
Like
I would not have been able to look at it. Yeah, right. I would not have been able to look at my account sitting on all them zeros and then been like, oh, I got to get this shit back. Man.
I'm going to go close. Look, I need to close out my account. Yeah, I need everything. You can give me a check and how much cash you got? Like, 235. Okay, let me get that and give me the rest of the check. I'm out.
And they lucky we in quarantine because, hey, I ain't even going. Boy, the stunting and flaunting that I would have been doing, like that day, like later on that day. You could go to the mall or go to the dealership or the stunting I would have been doing without no quarantine would have been ridiculous. I might have would have just bought a crown and just been walking around with a crown on my head. Like,
I'll
fuck?
I'll follow up with my homie, my lawyer homie, and see exactly what are the consequences and ramifications. I understand the restitution and possible legal troubles, but it might be state to state. I don't know how it works if the bank makes an error and you spend the money and can't pay it back if they just call it as a loss due to it being their error if it goes to court. I'll follow up with him and see like what he says exactly.
No doubt.
I'm interested to know now.
Yeah, let's check it out.
What the actual consequences are if he would have done exactly that. Just all of a sudden, dude now does not live on that side of town no more.
I mean, because think about it like this: if let's say you go into the bank, you got 8.2 million in the bank, and you say, "Hey, let me close up the account, pay me out a check," right? Let's just say they have 1.5 and they can give you cash and they give you the rest as a check. 9 times out of 10, once that processes, somebody will catch it. They'll do a stop payment on a check. You just got $1.5 million cash that the bank gave you on their error. I don't know how that works. Where, I don't know. I mean, could you? I'm thinking a good lawyer might could argue that in court, depending on the legislation of the state. I don't know. I'm not an attorney, so I'm gonna follow up with one and see what he says. No, you got to pay that back. Based on this and that, this precedent, and all that. We'll find out.
No doubt. We'll follow up. Let us know. Damn, gentlemen, I know this is gonna hit y'all. This is gonna hit y'all's hearts. But yesterday, the longevity, the fortitude, the sheer awesomeness. Coach Roy Williams, man. 17 years at North Carolina. Y'all want him gone. Y'all said get rid of him. Just a couple quick stats, man. In the 17 years he's been at North Carolina, half of them he's won the ACC regular season title. 9 ACC championships, regular season titles. That's number one in the ACC. It's 45 NCAA tournament wins. That's number one in college Division I basketball. 5 Final Four appearances, 4 national title game appearances, and 3 national titles. I've said it before on this show, and I'll say it again. If this was any other school with those type of accolades and accomplishments, it wouldn't be a lot of people complaining.
But why won't he call a timeout though?
Hey, man. Hey.
So Roy had, we know Carolina had some top recruiting classes when Roy did that. When the team accomplished that, was it due to his coaching or their sheer athletic ability and basketball skill? Let's be real. We watched those games. Not most of them, majority of them. If not all of them. You think it was because Roy was just coaching that well, drawing up plays?
I mean, come on, man. When they don't talk about, they don't give all the they don't just ignore. For instance, when Kentucky was running all those great runs off, they give some of that. They gave some of that shit to Coach Pitino. They wasn't like it was just the players. All of those crazy classes that he gets at Kentucky. They don't just talk about the players. They talk about him too. They want to come play for him.
Right.
So maybe these players want to come play for Roy. They want to come play for North Carolina. They want to come and do their thing. And I would, some of those years we didn't have the most talent in the country, but we had the best team. And so this is kind of what we were debating about the last time, is like, we don't always recruit because we don't really recruit a lot of one and dones. We recruit a lot of 3 and 4 year guys. Hell, some Johnson was a transfer last year, a 4th year senior. So sometimes we just have the best cohesiveness. We just have the best team. Luke May wasn't a super athletic guy. He wasn't a great player.
Luke May was a walk-on, wasn't he? But
he was a walk-on. And nonetheless, he won a national championship. So what I'm saying about Roy is, like, doesn't the ability to be as consistent and as good of a program also, like, some of that goes to the head coach? Because it's not like, once again, we weren't bringing in the number 1 and number 2 and number 3 player every year. Like, some of these dudes was walk-ons. Some of these dudes was transfers. We just have the best cohesiveness and the best collection of a team that we can put out there. And so, all
right, I'll give that to you. I see that, and I'll raise you a point. Why won't coach call timeout?
Oh man, if that's your only argument, then the stats speak for themselves. What's Coach Ed, what you got to say? You want to ask the same asinine question? Why you don't call timeouts when you got 5 Final Four appearances?
17 years, 5 Final Four appearances. Tremendous talent, tremendous recruiting classes he's had. But
I won't
the
say
issue that I
tremendous for
have
movie
more than
classes.
anything else is that 14 years ago, the one and done era started. That started in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
And he still hasn't adjusted to it. I honestly feel like there could be way more titles. Now,
Oh my goodness.
one thing I will give you is that if this were any other school, no, we would not be having this conversation. Like it is one part being a spoiled fan of the North Carolina Tar Heels. But the other part is, much like 10 years ago, people weren't throwing for 5,000 yards in the NFL, the one and done era has changed college basketball, and Roy hasn't changed with it.
But he still has 2 ships in the one and done era.
He does have 2 of them.
So,
and should he have more? Sure.
Maybe, but only one team can win it all.
You're absolutely right.
I mean, and so we are the Tar Heels, but like if we were, and we can just throw some other, if we were Kansas, if we were UCLA, if we were Wake Forest, if we were Florida State, if we were, we were anybody else, this would not even be a thing. So it's a little unfair. It's a little that's a lot of ink for a decade and a half of work.
You're right.
Anybody else.
And I've already openly admitted that. I have said that.
So it's not fair to Roy. You're not being fair to Roy is what you're saying.
I am absolutely being fair to Roy.
Wow.
It's the change in pace, the change in athleticism, the change in basketball schemes.
But my question is, why do you need to change when you are there every year? So let's throw out this year because we weren't there this year. But I'm not talking about this year. When you're there
this is one
every
of the 17 years.
It's true. But when you're there every year, why do you need to change?
I suppose you don't have to.
But you're not executing.
That's not going to in any
done.
way deter my opinion that he should want to.
We 3 years from a ship. It's only 2 teams that can say they won a ship since us. Listen to yourselves. Remember the what have you done for me lately?
We're not going to agree on this, and just yelling at me is not going to change it.
I'm not. Look, I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand.
I am trying to explain.
Okay, I'm gonna shut up then.
Ooh, shots fired. Y'all niggas get feisty on this motherfucking thing, man.
Inability to adjust, even with the 3 years ago, because I remember when that happened, all I could think of was, damn it, now we're going to be stuck with him. All I want him to do is walk away, and that'll be that. Regular Scott said give him 1 more year. Okay, whatever. I didn't want him there for the last 7.
Oh, okay. So let me ask y'all this. So then we hire a motherfucker, right? And he called timeouts and he adjusts, but we don't win no ships. Then y'all gonna be happy?
No, then we're gonna pick him apart. Like it's kind of it also has a lot to do with the nature of the state of society right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is we're a very instant gratification. What have you done for me lately? Group.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And so the fact that he did win in 2017 means he's given us that's the answer. What have you done for me lately? Well, in the 4 years of a full college career, I've already given you one in the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to be technical, that's really all you have to do to be truly a successful program is every 4 years win a ship. That means that when you recruited your freshmen before they were seniors, they won one.
Okay. So he's almost on pace to do that. If he wins one next year, he will have been on pace to basically win a ship every 4.2 years.
Yes, if he wins one next year. But based
And that
on
is
what I have
that
seen
is
for the past
insane.
2-3 years, I don't believe he's going to.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just making the argument more interesting.
As am
Right.
I.
Right
I don't
right
think
now,
he's going to.
right now he wins a ship every 5.17 years, which is still, if you were to take Roy Williams away and say, hey, I'm gonna give you a guy, and about every 5 years that guy gonna win you a ship, you wouldn't take it?
So 2005, 2009, and 2017, which means one of them had freshmen and seniors who won 2, and then he didn't win again for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the average, all of that, that's fine.
Answer my question. I want both of y'all to answer my question.
What, that every 5.2 years?
Yeah, if you were to take Roy Williams' name off of this, and take the University of North Carolina name off of this, and say, hey, we got a college basketball team. You the president of the university. You got a college basketball team. You a coach, and someone was able to come in here and say, I guarantee you, I can give you a coach that averages out every 5.2 years, you're gonna win a national title.
Again, man, that's a misleading statistic. It's a little disingenuous.
I said averaging. That's why I said averaging
his
out.
First year, or his second year rather, 2005, and then 2009.
Now, and I agree, but in fairness, he went to another ship and just so happened to lose.
Right. Crucial.
So
too. That was a crucial loss. Like and by crucial I mean like that was a gut punch loss.
It was a gut punch. Punch. So that kind of strengthens my argument.
I'm gonna ask you: is his name Roy Williams? Is the guy you tell me about that can guarantee? Is his name Roy?
So if his name Roy Hollywood, you not with it. That's what you tell me.
I don't know, man.
If I say,
will he come in? Will he call a timeout when they get ran? That's all I need to know.
If I say
call timeout
every 4.8 years, he gonna go to a national championship, and every 5.2 years, he gonna win one. Y'all wouldn't even care.
We could talk.
Y'all wouldn't even. That's what I'm telling y'all. Wouldn't even care. What? That means in my tenure as president in 20 years, I'm gonna have 4 ships or 4. Oh, bring them in. Because all of that's tied to you too. Athletic director, president, whatever. However. Oh my goodness, y'all tripping. Hey. I
said we can talk now. I ain't say you just got the job. Now, I ain't no easy win.
Again,
West Coast is
my
adamant
issue
against
is not
this.
with the numbers. The numbers and the accolades really are good. But let's keep in mind a couple of other perks.
No. Jim Boeheim's
for North Carolina.
Good.
Perks. Straight up perks.
All right.
Every kid who plays has at some point put on a pair of Jordans, right?
Yes.
Like everybody who's played basketball has put on a pair of Jordans. Am I wrong?
You're probably right. I'm trying to figure out how
to have your school be the only school with exclusive ones. You can't act like that's not at the very least appealing. At the very least, you're going to think about it right there.
The kid that just committed to Stanford didn't give a fuck, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
No, and a lot of people haven't given a fuck recently, but recently and more in particular. Recently, they've been going across the water to Duke.
And they got just as many titles in the last 4 years as us.
Correct.
But I see your point. There's accolades to come in. I mean, everybody knows that, though. That's we're North Carolina.
Exactly. And all I'm saying is, I don't like Roy Williams. Now,
I know.
I enjoyed him early, but I have not liked him recently.
That's tough, bro.
And again,
Hey.
we are presently in a what have you done for me lately? The 2017 and the 16 that they lost to Nova?
Yes. So in 4
Like
years,
those
he's
two-
been to 2 ships.
Those two aside,
5 years. 5 years.
I just don't like his style with the new game and the new athletes.
Okay. Understood.
Now, I could be looking at this all the way wrong.
Which I think you are.
Or I could be looking past this to what's next.
Now that I could tip my hat at you for you to be looking for what's next.
Like at some point, there's going to have to be a change. It's inevitable. Like that's just kind of how life works. It's all very cyclical.
Right.
And
we
this
talked about
cycle with Roy Williams has been relatively
Amazing.
it's been lucrative.
Right. Amazing.
Compared to all of the rest of the schools.
Time is ran. He's ran his time. He's had his run.
He's had his run. But
I mean, so
even as no matter what run you're on, the run ends, and I feel
Exactly.
like it's nearing its end.
okay, and that's fine, but it's
should
not.
have ended some time ago, in my opinion, but it didn't.
And now here we
A little
are.
bit of a second win, 16-17. But this
Wow.
is pretty ugly. Like if we were at a craps table and we got hot 16-17, cool. But what happened here? We lost all of what we won then.
Dude,
Like if it wasn't for the Rona, we would be legitimately looking at a team that didn't even make the NIT.
that's correct. We would, and I'm okay with that.
All right.
And we need to
I
be
feel like
reminded.
there's a point where you have to walk away from the table.
We need to be reminded that 45 NCAA tournament wins and 5 Final Fours is not like programs don't do that shit. I
No.
think we needed to have this
also
season.
don't have Jordan Brand.
Oh, come. Jordans don't win games, man.
But the
No,
players who
but
want to
Jordan
wear
can
those
fly
Jordans do.
and make sure that you get to at the very least, get the exposure to get to the league. It's one of the things that Kentucky does better than everybody else right now. Kentucky makes sure that when their recruiting class comes in, they don't even act like you got to go to class. They just come in and say, "Bro, you want to go to the league? Here's where you go."
But that's once again first of all, you got to understand the institution in which you're speaking. That is never going to be anything that they say at the University of North Carolina, one of the most academically prestigious
But they do,
programs
though. That's
in
why
the country.
That's why Rashard McCants is known as a rat. He ratted out how Roy Williams was like. He was basically letting players do whatever they wanted, like go to class.
Roy Williams wasn't there with Rashawn McCants, was he?
Or who? I thought he was.
No,
Who was his coach?
not Roy
Was
Williams.
it Billy Guthridge?
It must have been Guthridge then that he ratted on. But either way, he was like outcasted by Roy, and then I think they just let him like start coming back when he did something to apologize or something like that and take the blame for it. But he was like, yeah, he didn't have to go to no class, no school. He don't know what to do now that he can't play in the NBA. He didn't have no education.
He was
there to play ball. He was a professional ball player when he was at school.
That was 20 years ago. That is not going to happen now. Especially not with that little shit that happened with the football team.
He was definitely Roy Williams's. He was Roy
with the
Williams's.
football
He was a member
team.
of the 2004 national title team.
Roy Williams didn't get there until like 2006.
The 04-05. Roy Williams won in 05. He won the
He's with
04-05 championship.
Let's see. Let's check it out.
So,
And that's
Roy
not even-
was there for that.
That's not even really my point. My point is like, because like you could really get away with that shit then. The university is not doing that now. Not with the way the football team got busted under Butch Davis 8 years ago. It's not going to happen.
What year did the football team get busted?
Butch Davis's last year, with the whole Butch Davis shit, when all of the dudes that went to the league was like wilding all the way out. Marvin Austin and Quan Sternevent and all those guys. They was really wilding out. That's when the quote unquote online class scandal came out where the athletes was taking online classes, and that's how they was, that's how their grades were so good.
All right,
Shit
so that
happened
was
under
2010.
yeah. But even 2010 was 10 years ago. So that's what I'm saying. The university
that was 10 years
has
ago.
completely
and Rashad McCants
changed.
was talking about being there in 04, 05.
Right.
So we're looking
That's
at
what I'm
16
saying.
years ago in the Roy Williams tenure.
That could have been going on in that time frame. What I'm saying is that's not happening today.
No, it is not. He has definitely made it so that it looks like it's much more of a clean class act program.
And that's the way the university wants it. And so as long as the university wants it like that, then that's just how it's going to be.
So again, all I'm saying is Roy has earned the ability to not be fired. I simply want him to walk away.
No doubt. No doubt. We'll wrap that up. We'll wrap that one up there. We got plenty of Roy conversations to have because Roy ain't going nowhere. But we do got to go somewhere because we got to step away, play a commercial, and pay some bills. West Coast, man, give us something.
All right, y'all stay tuned.
Welcome to the Anything, Everything, and Nothing podcast with Lynn and Kim. Join us as we discuss the latest in everything from entertainment and current events to the craziness that is our real life.
Let's laugh, let's live, let's talk about it. New episode every Tuesday on the Defy Life Podcast Network. And remember, if you're not defying life, then what are you doing? Lynn and Kim.
Welcome back to Unsupervised, the spinoff. Y'all give a shout and give a listen to Anything, Everything, and Nothing with, well, this week it was Kim and Kenny, but it's usually with Lynn and Kim.
No doubt, no doubt. Give the ladies a listen. Check out the network. Also, check out our gear on the Unsupervised the Spinoff Podcast network gear, man. Out there on defylifegear.com. And, check out the dope new shirts out from us. We definitely gonna be copping those, rocking those, so you can take a look at them, man. We appreciate the support, and definitely support the podcast by going out and making you a purchase, man. We definitely would appreciate it. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Episode 11, we are back. I'm back with West Coast Jay, Hollywood Paul. We just had a very, very, very spirited discussion about North Carolina's coach, Roy Williams, and I think we drew some blood there. I would love to know the regular's opinion on that. One of our co-hosts is from Take a Knee from Marvel vs. DC. Is also a big Tar Heels fan. So I would love to hear what you think about that, regular. Hit me on the hip.
You want Roy to have one more year?
No, I'm talking about with the anniversary and all of that type of stuff. I don't think he knew.
Sense.
I'm not sure if he knew Roy had those type of accolades. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people didn't. Had to drop him out there. Speaking of things to drop out there, it's Wacky Stat-of-the-Week time. We have talked. I won't say we've mentioned this stat this week before. So I wanted to officially get it out here, get it off on the record. Survey done by Annenberg Public Policy Survey every year. They drop a Constitution Day civic survey out on the American public to figure out who knows the three branches of government. This year, 32%, only 32% of Americans were able to correctly name the three branches of government. West Coast Jay, how many people is in America again?
Like 327 million or something along those lines.
30% of that is not a lot, right?
No, I'm looking at the number now because I'm not going to do that math in my head. I'll get back to you in a moment.
No doubt. Well, that's not and I will also let you gentlemen know this. It went up last year because of the impeachment proceedings. Only 26% of the country last year was able to correctly name the three branches of government. So it went up 10%, and they think it was because of the Americans were so involved in watching the impeachment process.
That makes sense. I mean, all right, so you're looking at about 103.7 million people. That's not that bad.
That's not that bad. But when you start like factoring in that like some of those are not adults and like, you know, some of those are like 4-year-olds that we wouldn't even ask the question of, like, so yeah, that can get pretty alarmingly interesting, considering that the people that are supposed to know this are the people that are voting, are the people that are, you know, counting in these demographic pockets to account for representation, and things of that nature. Chime in, man. What y'all think about that? Hollywood Paul, let me know.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I've sat here and ranted about what people don't know and cannot do, and when we give these stats, and I'm not surprised. It's not something that the average person would log in their mind, like knowing what the three branches are and naming them on the spot. I mean, I guess I've just been, you know, indoctrinated with it since I was a child going to school. But I'm not shocked. You know, it's not alarming. That's my take on it.
And listeners, just in case you did not know, the three branches of government is the executive branch, which is headed by the president. He is the chief executive of the country. The legislative branch, which is the body of Congress, the House and the Senate. They are primarily responsible for making the laws. And the judicial branch, which is comprised of our court system and law enforcement and things like that. And they are primarily responsible to enforce the law as well as to, translate the law to make it applicable in specific scenarios.
All right. So what I did was I just Googled how many people are voting age, legal voting age in the United States. We're looking at 235,238,000 or thereabout. So that drops the total number of people that actually know those three things to 75 million, about 75.3 million people that are able to actually vote.
Oh, and typically about 145 to 150 million people vote.
Yeah, 2012 there was about 55% of that. So yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so that means half of those motherfuckers don't know what the three branches of government are. So yeah, West Coast, what you think about that, man?
Oh man, I mean, if you think about it like this, the write-in votes, like people are going in and writing in Bugs Bunny and all kinds of other random, all those type things. Writing in, I think Mickey Mouse has actually won an election due to write-ins. I can't remember if that's true. That may not be true, but it's still funny to me. Past that, the idea that it does not surprise me. It does not surprise me at all.
Wow.
Like I'm certain that at some point one of the stats was involving people who don't read at a third grade level.
Yes.
So
very close in percentage points, actually.
I mean, when you think about it like that, there's a bunch of people that are not educated enough even to read the fine print on their contract, things that they sign. People who don't read things they sign. People who don't. So it doesn't surprise me in any way that a lot of people, a majority of the people, do not know.
Have you guys gotten that? I know you guys have gotten those calls we are trying to reach you about your extended warranty or something like that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this lady I know has answered one of those calls. And then when she, let the automated system pick up on her voice, a guy came on the line and basically sold her an additional extended warranty. And so when she's telling me this, like she sell cars, she's telling me this, and I'm looking at her. I'm like, well, didn't you get an extended warranty from the lot that you bought the car from the Ford dealership?
Mm-hmm.
She said, yeah. I was like, what kind of car you bought? She's like, I bought a Ford. It was a certified used car. I was like, yeah, why the hell would you buy two warranties? And she looked at me like this deer in the headlights look. And I'm like, well, no, you had an extended warranty. Did you buy an extension of the extension? You get what I'm saying? Like you already extended it. So how long are they going to cover you? She's like, well, this one, it gives me a little bit less than the one the car lot gave me. I was like, well, why the hell would you buy that? That's not even a better deal than you already had. And she was like, well, it was going to be a little cheaper. I was like, well, yeah, because they're giving you less coverage. And you're already paying for that in your car payment. And I'm breaking this down to her, right? And then she's just like, well, I feel like I'm back in the office again, and they're selling me a car. I'm like, well, sweetie, I don't know what to tell you. She was like, well, how can I get out of this thing? Because I went to the Ford place, and they told me they don't have anything to do with that. And you got to contact these people. I'll call the number back. The number's like, it's not ringing back. People pick up and hang up. And I was like, well, honey, it's called a phishing scam. They got you.
Right, of course.
And I was like, you got to read the fine print. And she's just like, yeah, I guess you're right. Just with this, it was almost like a child, it was that was sitting there talking to me, didn't know up from down almost, and it was, so I'm not shocked at this at all. Like, I'm really not.
Couple interesting stats of this that branch off of this. 41% of the people believe that the House and the Senate must approve a nominee justice before they can make it to the Supreme Court. Only 30% of the people actually knew that it's the Senate alone responsible for that confirmation. 27% of people believe that the Constitution gives the president the power to ignore the Supreme Court if the president believes the ruling is wrong. Wow.
We wouldn't have checks and balances.
I mean, look, like I said, it doesn't surprise me that those numbers happen. But if the president had the ability to just ignore the Supreme Court, why would the Supreme Court exist? Like,
that's what I'm saying. We wouldn't have the checks and balances. Right.
Well, we kind of have a president that likes to push that limit. So maybe there's, you know what else I feel? I feel like we're so free. Like, people are taking advantage of their freedom to be dumb as fuck. Like, because I feel like back when all this stuff like kind of first started, I feel like people were so heavily invested that they knew what the fuck was like. Like, I feel like people knew that they had three branches of government because they, man. And I feel like people were very much more aware of, like, I mean, even before there were computers and people only had newspapers, but I feel like they were very much more aware of what was happening and what was, during those times than they do now. And when information is completely free and you can literally find out anything.
I don't know that I agree with that. I feel like once you get outside of the major cities, there's some places that are still so rural that, like, they've been like that since the inception of the country. So I don't know that they know or were more informed. I think it's just that the cities make up such a densely populated area that it seems that way because that's where the news comes from.
I blame the public school system. Not only is it underfunded, but it's undermanned, and not everybody's public school is going to educate them properly. We all know that, and a lot of people that went to a school in the area I went to, how much information do you really retain, as an adult? How many different times you use a Venn diagram, as an adult? Like someone can jokingly say, yeah, I used one not too long ago, but seriously, the average working adult, they're not using half the information that given, or whether they retained it or not, especially with the No Kid Left Behind kind of policy that we got going on.
But is that the school's fault or is that the kid's fault?
It's the government's fault.
Like
for not putting more funding into education.
If I teach you something and you don't use it, like.
But were you able to retain it because the classroom was like a fucking zoo because it was overcrowded and the teacher could barely keep control of the kids and get to the lesson plan?
No, but I didn't go to that type of school.
Exactly, you didn't, but there's a lot of kids that do.
That's true.
There's a lot. Just the thing about when people think about government, a lot of times they want a gift and a curse, I guess you could say, the good and the bad, the yin and the yang. They don't think about the government when they're doing things. The ideal way the government should do things is for everyone. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people view the government as, what are they doing for me in my situation? And then when they see, they're doing these things for these people and not you, then it comes out the arguments and the bullshit and this party's better than that one and all this other stuff. But the government does not and has not fairly funded public schools like they do other things. Like education has not been a staple as they promote in commercials and shit like that in our country. Now on the upper levels, yeah, because that's the racket for money and things of that nature, where you get racked into loans and debt to go to a job to pay back that debt. It's so yeah, they value that to a degree, but not really. They want workers here,
right?
So I just think that the public school system has failed a lot of people. If there was more teachers, there was more funding for teachers, there would be more. Obviously, schools will stop closing, and people will be able to get better education, better, more attention. You wouldn't just be letting kids go through this guy's averaged a D+ all year in social studies. This motherfucker can't tell you, he can't logitate what the 3 branches of government are. He was like, what do you mean branch?
You mean tree branch? No, nigga.
Right. Right. But he could damn sure, play football. He could damn sure throw a ball or hit a bat or swing a bat, rather. You know what I'm saying? Not even that case. He's just a dumb kid. He didn't retain any information.
It could just be a dumb kid.
But not when you're dumb, you just don't know something. You gotta be given the information. And if your environment's enabling you to stay dumb or ignorant, I should say, ain't nothing's gonna get any better. And then if you get the information, how much are you gonna retain of it?
I think all that depends on you and your own desire for knowledge. Because I didn't learn shit in school until I was a junior in college.
Well, I learned a lot in school all my life.
And that's not
that stuff. There's like the 3 branches of government. I retained that from 3rd grade.
And that's
I remember doing a social studies packet with the same lawyer friend that I was telling you about. Me and him had to do this project about the 3 branches of government, and I retained that information from the 3rd grade. So,
let me qualify what I mean. My parents had me doing so much reading and so much of my own extra work outside of school. But by the time I got to school, the shit they were teaching, I already fucking knew it.
Right.
By the time I was in the 5th grade, I was correcting the teachers. I was that dude. I was the actually.
Columbus yeah.
Like I knew so much shit. The shit was insane. My teacher would be like, "Yeah, your son's in my class teaching the class." And they're like, that motherfucker know everything. So but that's just because I couldn't watch TV. I had to read. Like that was my entertainment, was reading. When I asked my father a question, he would be like, "Go look it up. Why are you asking me?" And then write me a report on it when you're done. Like that's how I learned. I couldn't go ask my dad, "Dad, why do birds come back to the same spot and build? They go look it up." And then write me a report about it. And so then I found myself like studying the shit on my own. And so some of that is like, so while you can blame the school system, a lot of that responsibility, in my opinion, falls back on the parents because you have to provide your children an environment where they thirst to learn, where knowledge is important to them. And I think
Everybody ain't got parents like yours, man.
I
that's
was just
true.
about to say, how
That
many
is,
people do you think were raised in that fashion?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I know a lot of them were, and I know a lot of them were not.
Like a lot of the inner city too, public school systems are like they're like churning people through like meat grinders, man. Like generations of families, all of them experiencing the same lack of education. Like you have some families in Baltimore, like all of them have GEDs because they didn't finish high school.
Right.
They dropped out 10th grade, 9th grade, because they were overcrowded in places where you got to walk through a metal detector. I didn't have to walk through no metal detector going into the school every day. I mean, maybe for a basketball game when the sheriffs and stuff were there, but not like every day.
Right.
I mean, not for real. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was doing nothing in school like that. No gangs and nothing like that. These kids, kids in New York and stuff like that. So I get it. You were very fortunate to have a father who had the knowledge either given to him by someone close to him or a family member or like traditionally passed down or just somebody who ignited that inspiration to learn and he had that thirst that he could pass on to you. A lot of people's dads they weren't taught that to give down to them by their fathers or their fathers. And that's, I'm not just blaming the public school system, but I do believe the public school system has a big part in a lot of the ignorance that is, displayed on an everyday basis of things that are just required of us to function as adults. I know that knowing the three branches of government it's not going to require you to live or die, but it's something you should know about, I think.
Right.
And that's the public school system can aid in that process.
They can. They definitely can. And no, that's not a like. I understand that everybody has. This is one of the reasons why I'm so fascinated with numbers and demographics and upbringings and pathology and all of that. Like that's why I went to college for what I went to college for. 'Cause that's kind of like my passion. Like your upbringing has a lot to do with a lot. And so I know everyone doesn't have that, but you've got to, at some point, your ability to make a decision, even whether and I know a lot of these kids have it rough, like they don't even have a prayer. And so you've got to, hopefully you don't make anything, you don't make a crazy enough mistake to where you take your opportunity away. So, you can make that decision on your own when you're older. But yeah, it's a windy road. I know, for instance, there's a systemic system of racism and classism in our education system that prevents all sorts of segments of low income black and brown folks from actually getting a quality education, not having enough books, not having enough funding, not having enough support, not having enough resources, and they're already 10 yards behind the 8 ball from the door. So those are all serious issues that have to be addressed, but then you still have to have your own inner desire to want to know more and want to be better or want to be more. Like we had on the Defy Life show, we had a great conversation. We had a show called What About Chicago? And it was a great, tempers were, it was a deep show. West Coast J, you remember that show?
Yeah, man. I remember talking about freaking Double Rock because of that. The neighborhood that got fenced in.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm not, but I'm saying, even in the face of those things, those kids still see what I don't care if they're the toughest, meanest, whatever kids on the block. Those kids still see because they got TV, they got phones. They still see a cat like Barack Obama, or they still see a cat like Young Jeezy, or whoever. They still see people that made it. And so maybe they don't have that direct influence in their life, but you have the the cognitive ability to look at something or someone even outside in the world and say, damn, that can be me.
I mean, yeah, it's like that old, that old saying where like the kid caught up some crickets and he put them in a jar and they kept jumping and hitting their heads on the lid. And they kept jumping, hitting their heads on the lid. And then finally one day he took the lid off, but they had stopped jumping. They could see all the other crickets outside of the jar, but they thought they were trapped because they were going to hit their heads. I guess some kids don't realize all they got to do is just jump, So some people don't. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to excuse or because those are the tools of the weak and incompetent when you make excuses and things of that nature. I'm not doing that. I'm just realistically analyzing it. Some people just don't know that they have a choice. They don't see the choice. They I can see Barack Obama and I can see Jeezy on TV. How can I get to that? Well, I might gotta sell drugs. I don't know no other way to make no money. Ain't nobody showed me. Ain't nobody, gave me no other way. But I see these dudes over there getting it. Let me go get with them and see what I can get.
Right.
There's situations like that to where a kid might not know he can just study and apply for things and try to get scholarships and grants to go somewhere in a boarding school. Black kids in the hood, they don't know about no fucking boarding school, man. They don't know that leads to Ivy League stuff and connections and things of that nature. To, whether you're working in Congress or on Wall Street, hell, I've sold cars to people that have went to, Cornell and places like that. Yeah, they'll come buy a car and write me a $30,000 check, or you check their credit, it's perfect, and they put down $5,000, or you can tell they're more well off than the average person, because of their connection. They're making $280,000 a year when you run their income report.
Right.
A lot of black kids don't know about that. I have a friend right now. He grew up with a kid that grew up in a black neighborhood. This white kid. Bauer grew up in that same neighborhood until his dad started actually making a little money in radiology. So dad moved him out of the hood, and he stayed friends with his other white friend that stayed in the hood as well, right? Around black kids. Well, Bauer ended up getting sent off to boarding school, okay? Other white dude went to public school, graduated, went to community college, got a 2-year degree and is working, running his own, contracting company. He makes probably at profit, maybe anywhere from 90 to maybe 160 grand, depending after paying people and stuff like that. He's making a good living. Right, and he's working his hands, and he's working blue collar every day. Bauer, however, is an executive chef, making 160 a day, walking around the kitchen, fussing at people, cooking food. Right. And now he has his own catering business, and then from the catering business spawned a connection from school, from boarding school, and basically just kept spiraling. You know what I'm saying? To where now his cleaning business is taking off from his connections. Like the opportunities are different, Right. Like the reason why his white friend was in the hood still, started a business is because his friend and sparked that inspiration. Hey man, you need to start a business. All these people doing this and that. Put the pieces together for him and just kind of show him the way. Right. He didn't have without that friend having that opportunity. He would have been just like the other brothers that he's still trying to help out still, that he hires at his company who are in and out of jail, in and out of prison, because they don't have anybody that can give them that, So it's those situations like that. So, unfortunately, it is what it is.
Yeah, we gotta that's a good topic when we spiral off like that and we just go like that one took a mind of its own. So, but we definitely gonna revisit that. That might be a main topic one night, and we just go for it. But hey, I appreciate West Coast. You got anything you want to touch on that before we switch gears?
No, that was pretty in depth.
No doubt. Hey, appreciate it. Hey man, we got some petty party politics to get into. Not anything too crazy. Just one of the things we saw in the last week was Bernie Sanders dropped out of the presidential race, and we saw Joe Biden go ahead and become the last man standing. He hasn't officially won the nomination yet, but we all know that that's a foregone conclusion. Yesterday, We saw President Barack Obama endorse officially Joe Biden, and today Elizabeth Warren officially endorsed Joe Biden. So we've been talking about those Obama coattails. Now it's just Obama's guy left. Hollywood, what you think?
Boy, that motherfucker rode them coattails all along the yellow brick road. Now he about to see the wizard. Okay, that's all I got. He's riding, man. Joe Biden is riding that motherfucker into the sunset. You hear me? He's our guy. He's walking around with a N92 mask on, with the nose cut out, so he can still sniff hair.
Hey, true that, brother. True that. West Coast, man. What you think?
I'm glad Bernie did it when he did, because he was getting creamed, and even though voting and all of that had to stop because of the virus and all the et ceteras, I'm glad Bernie did when he did, so that he could immediately endorse and get his people to get behind Joe Biden, because that's kind of the only way they have a shot.
No doubt. No doubt. So now we got, instead of this long drawn out primary, now it's still the middle of April. And
right.
the full
campaign can legitimately just focus.
And the full Democratic Party machine.
And hopefully they circle the wagons the same way the Republicans do, and get it together. Like the last time, that was one of the biggest detriments. It was the Bernie bros feeling butthurt and refusing to go vote. Right. So now that everybody sees what happens when that happens, then now they've got a puncher's chance at this point.
Well, we got the coronavirus. We got this crazy economy. We have the president handling things the way he's handling it. It's the middle of April, and we have November. So too early to call, but I want to get y'all's just quick answer. In November, West Coast, can Joe Biden beat Donald Trump?
Like I said, he's got a puncher's chance. I don't think he will, though.
Oof, that's tough. Hollywood Paul, what about you?
I think if Obama ramps it up for him, I definitely think he has a chance.
Oh, I think they're pulling out all the stops. I mean, Obama's, Michelle, the kids, Bill, Hill. I mean, I'm thinking they pulling out all the stops. We cannot.
Like the Democrats should be calling everybody.
Yeah, we cannot go into 2021 with this dude. Yeah, we cannot go into 2021 with this dude as the president. We cannot. Now, Biden's already up on him in polls. We'll see what happens though. But
I mean, I always have an issue with early polls, because Hillary was up for a long time on the polls as well, until election night.
Yeah, but I knew people wasn't going out to vote though. That's the thing. Like, well, that's why I said, well, it's way too early to tell. We'll keep following along, but we'll see. But now the full weight and the full machine that is the Democratic Party can now turn their sights dead to rights on Donald Trump. And it's very early. And that's why I believe
it's very early and everybody's in the house. It's not like there's nothing to distract them, is the honest answer. All they should be doing is trying to figure out their strategy right now.
Yeah. So keep raising money, because Donald Trump's war chest is humongous. They got the Citizens United law on their side, where the corporations act as people, so they just get like $100 million from a corporation and treat it like a person. I mean, Donald Trump's war chest is humongous. So,
I mean, you saw that was his first moves were to act like he was giving tax cuts to middle class people, but actually give them to the top 1%. They've got bread over there.
Oh yeah, it's big bread. Big bread.
Oh yeah. Long.
So stay tuned, people, man. Don't everybody get registered. That we never know what these states are gonna try to pull. If they got these voter ID laws and all of that, make sure your license is right. It matches your address. You got time to make sure there's no excuses. Don't let them think we as lazy as they think we are, as they hope we are, because we not. Go get your ID game right and all of that shit. Take your grandma if you gotta get yourselves right out there, y'all. Get yourselves right out there. Y'all ready for our topic of the week?
Yeah, man, get to it.
It's more relationship shit. I had such a good time last week. I wanted to spin the block. Do it again. Topic of the week, man. I want to know what y'all's thoughts are. In a relationship, what are the advantages of over communicating, under communicating? Is it and when is it okay to lie? Do they actually have their place? Just communication in a relationship overall. West Coast Jay, man, I'm gonna start with you.
I'm simple. Communication is the key to everything. So you should, if you're in a committed relationship and you guys have established that you guys are committed and monogamous or committed and polyamorous, it doesn't matter what you choose. If you're not communicating, then you don't know the little things like, what does my partner consider cheating? You know, do they consider pre-cheating to be an actual thing? Do they... Now, with regard to being honest, I am always a fan of honesty is the best policy. Always a fan of that. I am also always a fan of don't ask questions you don't really want the answers to. Because unfortunately, I'm not a proponent of lying. So if you really don't want to know, but you're just asking because you're mad or being petty or whatever the reason that you're asking for is, you cannot be upset with the answer you receive. Because my following up answer is going to be, would you rather I lie to you? There's no reason that I should have to. If we're supposed to be in this together, then honesty is the only way that I can deal with that. I need transparency. If I ask, answer. If you ask, I'm going to answer. If you don't like the answer, it's not my fault. I answered.
Okay. So you like to be honest. Is there a scenario where you think telling a lie is okay?
No, I can't think of one really.
No doubt. Hollywood Paul, man. I want you to chime in a little bit. Communicate. Under communicate, over communicate, telling a little lie. Do they have their place? What's your preferred method? What's the pros and cons?
I definitely think you can over communicate in a relationship. Some things just don't need to be shared. There's still, you are an individual, you are a person. So, and of course, if you're comfortable with that, if that's your comfort level in your relationship, some people will tell any the fuck thing. I'm a believer of not everything has its time and its place, and certain things need to be shared, certain things don't, and it depends on your relationship. So I particularly don't like to know how the watch is made on every occasion, on every detail. I just need to know what time it is, if you understand what I'm saying. So that's how I go about certain things, because certain things are immediately important. Certain things are just important to you. So
Right.
you know what I mean. So we there's a time and place for everything. So and is it okay to lie? Yes, depending on that lie. I'm not gonna tell you look fat in something when we're about to go out somewhere. That's stupid. I'm going to say you look good. And you may look a little pudgy.
Right.
And knowing me, I might just say that in a joking way But then again, I might not. I might omit that. You know what I'm saying? So, because I don't want to get in your head or mess with your head and your confidence right before we go out to go out. I want you to feel good. I want you to have a good time. And part of that is feeling good when you look good, and you know what I'm saying? Like you put on your nice outfit. You don't want to. Now, if you're looking crazy, I'm gonna let you know. But you know, sometimes it's okay to lie, depending on that lie. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, okay, I'm gonna give y'all two scenarios. Like on the Five Live show, we talked about the body count, the body bag book show. Is because West Coast said he don't think it's necessary to lie. So if your body count crazy, you're just gonna be like, shit, my body count crazy. So West Coast Jay, your lady walk in and ask you what's your body count. You just gonna give her that number?
That's none of your business, and I thank you to stay out of my personal affairs. I ain't asked you what yours was.
None of your business, huh? You think that answer gonna ride?
Bruh, they run like buses. If it doesn't, another bus will be around.
Hollywood Paul, your lady walk in, ask you what's your body bag book looking like? What you saying?
My lady ain't gonna never ask me no shit like that. She already know. I was like Tupac, nigga. I got around, okay? She don't want to know. She know I'm experienced. I'm seasoned. You know what I mean?
True that. So she don't want to know.
What it. I don't think she care. Long as we got what we got going on, that's what matters. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what she got going on. I don't care. She's gonna try to offer me information. I'm like, yeah, I don't care, because I don't even want her to feel like she got to hold nothing back or whatever. We'll explore our sexual conquest together. And you know what I'm saying? Whatever you did before that was just practice. So,
ooh, no doubt.
Good job. You know, good job. Way to show up to practice, man.
No doubt.
We'll talk about the game. You know what I'm saying? Not practice. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about practice.
All right. So Hollywood Paul. So your lady walk in. She been at the hair salon all day. She come in. Boom, babe. It's my hairdo. That shit look terrible. She asked you about it. What you telling her?
Okay, I guess I got to rephrase what I'm saying. It's okay to lie. I guess what I'm saying is it's okay to bend the truth or put sugar on it. You know what I'm saying? Put some sugar on that shit, man. You ain't gotta. I ain't gonna tell her. Oh man, it looks good, babe. You look fabulous. I'm not that type of guy. I'm gonna tell her like me. My reaction might be, why'd you get your hair done like that? You know what I'm saying? Like why'd you do it that way?
So
she's like, what, you don't like? I'm like, I mean, it's not, something I thought you would do. You know what I'm saying? But I guess it could grow on me. Like, because my girl know how I react when she get her hair done. You know what I'm saying? I be pumping her up and gassing her up like a motherfucker. I might pull out the camera and start taking some pictures or something. Like, cause she always look fabulous, look amazing.
No, but this time it's ugly.
Off. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, why'd you get it done like that? It's like, what made you do that? So something like that off the wall. Like, gotta get her to react, to be like, oh, why would you ask that? And then we can, I'll break the ice into that conversation. And then, but I'm not gonna make her feel bad about it, because I know she just paid for it. She's gonna have to wear that around. Right. Unless I'm gonna pay to get it redone. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is why I asked about all three of the scenarios, because this is not a scenario I would lie in, but I would under the fuck communicate like a motherfucker in this scenario. I would be very limited in my words. And I would definitely do something like you. I would be like, oh, why, damn, hey, baby, you like that? Oh, hey, shit. Let's rock with it then. But I wouldn't even really give my personal opinion. I would be like, hey, if you like that, let's rock with it then. I would just very much under communicate.
Right. I'll put some sugar on it. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's new. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
okay.
New was a great way to do it.
Right.
Well, that's new.
That's under communicating. Like, you're not really answering, but you're not really lying either. You're like, oh, that's like West Coast. What you doing? Your lady come in, she done drop 300 on that hairdo. She happy, but that shit look bad. What you saying?
I mean, it depends specifically on, is she happy or is she on the fence? You feel me? Like if she come in and she's super juiced, that's one of them. Well, you just get the, if you like it, I love it. Just whatever. You like it, that makes you happy. Don't really matter what I think. I don't wear, we ain't at the same place all the time, and I don't wear your hair. Plus, it's hair. That shit'll change. I'll either get used to it and still not like it, or I'll get used to it and it might grow on me. I don't know. But that's your hair and your money. You do what you want. I'm not a fan off top. Initial reaction, not a fan.
Right. My ex, right? He's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful fucking hair. Long as shit. But when it got cold, she would get her hair done and she would put her hair in these protective styles and then put like weave and shit in it. And I fucking hated it. But she loved it. And she would always ask my opinion. I would always say, babe, you know, I would just say this, babe, you know I love when you wear your real hair out. And then she would hit me with some shit like, yeah, but you don't have to maintenance this shit like every day. Like when I wear my real hair, I got to do that shit like every day. And so I think once again, just keeping it short, you know, just a little under communicating, like, babe, you know, I love when you wear your hair out. But at the same time, because these are little things that could turn into fights. You know, you say the wrong shit in the scenario, and it might be on like popcorn.
Easily and quickly.
Yeah. So it's a little finesse going on. Hollywood, new scenario. The group text, the guy group text with your boys. You know, your lady go through your phone or whatever. She ain't even going through your phone. You just got your phone out. Y'all sitting on the couch chilling, your phone out. And that all, it's a group of you and your dudes. It's like 6 of y'all. And that all infamous text, that shorty that he done bad the night before or whatever come through. It's going to strike a curiosity. And then she asks you, who was that? What we doing?
So the scenario is, me and the homies are talking about some shorty we seen last night that was bad as hell?
No. Like this might be, you know how you chilling, your mans might send you a little picture of something he done bagged.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It might be new. Like, you know how we do that shit. That shit might come through looking like anything, or just the dude group texting period. Like like.
Oh man, that's not. She don't care about that shit, man. Like I mean, my girl, man, my homeboys. I got homeboys I grew up with that are straight up pervs, nigga. Okay. They got burner accounts on Instagram just to be perverted on. It got me in a group text where they be sending like morning tea, sending some big breasted woman just sipping tea, like afternoon delight, you know, some chick about to eat lunch or some shit. Like it's weird. So she's seen shit like that. You know what I'm saying? She's seen the group text with me and my boys I grew up with, and somebody might send some funny shit or somebody sends something like you're describing, somebody just bag or something like that. Like, she sees shit, she won't say shit like, oh, who's that? Or somebody got a fat ass. Like, she'll say something like that. And that's I guess that's her clever way of, like, getting me to elaborate more on it. But, you know, I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's such and such sent this, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, in the group chat. And she'll be like, oh, okay. I just let her know. Because I know part of her wants to know what is up with it. And the other part is like, as long as I know what's up with it, I don't give a fuck. As long as it's what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, which is nothing.
West Coast J, same question. You chilling with your lady, the group text pop up. It's some shit that really ain't got no business in your phone, but it's in there, and your lady see it, and she asks you about it. What you saying?
Nothing. I go right back to the don't ask questions you don't really want the answers to. So if she does ask, well, do you really want to know? Or are you just asking to make conversation? Then that becomes its own little segue into something else. Right. The Kansas City Shuffle, as I like to refer to that. You know, the way quick look over there, something shiny over there.
No doubt. And I got one more scenario for y'all, and this is actually a real life scenario. Actually, all these have been real life scenarios, but I just could kind of put a little twist on them. More group text going on. You know, it's five of us. We got a group text going on. All of us got girlfriends. All of us got ladies. And the same picture come through to your phone. Cause maybe one of your homies unbagged a little something on the side. Maybe they caught him a little side action. Your lady know, cause this your man's. So your lady know he got a lady, cause I know her. And your lady, you know, she see the picture or whatever. She look at you funny, you know, cause you just got this text from Robert, and Robert, you know, girlfriend.
God damn it, Robert.
Damn it, Robert.
You know, Robert out there living.
Standing here looking in the mirror.
And your lady calls Robert's lady.
Saying down to myself.
What y'all doing? West Coast, let me get some.
She called his girl on the idea that she might have had seen something on my phone.
That's correct.
Shit.
Now,
this becomes a twofold situation.
It does.
Number one,
yes.
fuck you
break
doing
it down.
on my phone anyway. If you in my phone, the classic cliche is, if you looking for something, you gonna find something. Fuck you doing in my phone. Question number two. Situation number two. You don't even know what this shit was about. I'm nasty. I am an avid porn watcher. I have a big book of breasts right there. So if some shit come across the screen that you like, God damn, she, like, I know, right? I know. I'm going to go on with my damn day. If you have further questions past that, like, you already know who I am. Fuck you worried about them. But to go above and beyond and call based on something you thought you saw? Hell nah, that shit don't hold up in court. Now we talking about hearsay. Now I done became a lawyer. Now I'm in here defending a homie to something you thought you think you might have had seen.
So how do you handle it with your man? Because you know Shorty gonna ask Robert, what the fuck is your lady talking about? So how do you handle it with your man? Yeah.
Oh yeah. The homie gets the heads up. Just off top, heads up text. Hey, Brett. Yeah, the girl done lost her shit and called Joe Chick.
Here tripping again.
That's what you're walking into.
All right. Yeah, here tripping again. Yeah, damn.
All right, Hollywood Paul, same scenario. How you handling it?
Well, I would really go do no shit like that first and foremost. Your girl
done fell out of bed. She been abducted by aliens. They done swapped out with some new bitch.
Right. If it happened, I mean, I'm with West Coast J. First and foremost, I'm gonna be like, yo, this ain't got nothing to do with you. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with me. The only thing got something to do with me is because my homie bringing it to me for my advice or whatever. Like, and I ain't even decided if I'm gonna give it or not. You jump to conclusions. Like let me talk to my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like those would be along my kind of lines at first, and then I would step back and let her know, hey man, you know, everybody has their own right to make their own decisions and do their own thing. You shouldn't be involved in that. You know what I'm saying? That's not your place to be. Y'all ain't even friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Why are you on my phone? First of all, like West Coast saying, like, you know, you got some questions, you bring that to me first. Like, you know, it's supposed to be us. Like, why are you reaching out to her based on something you just seen? Like, that shit is awful to do. That's childish. You know, and I would probably make my lady feel really bad for doing that. Like, just for I would phrase it to where she's like, it was like disrespectful and offensive to me. You know, fuck with everybody else now. You're violating my trust in you because I would have never assumed you would do something that childish. You know, because I wouldn't do that. If I saw something come across your phone, I'm going to bring it to you.
Right.
But that nigga got to tell me that you can't tell me. You know what I'm saying? Or what your homegirl got to tell me, or the nigga that's that your homegirl's creeping with. What are they gonna tell me that you can't? Because if you can't tell me something, there's a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The answers ain't in this phone and who you talking to and calling. That's not where it's at. You know. But that's kind of how I would respond to it.
So what happens if your man want to check your lady? What if he call you and be like, yo, put on the fucking phone, B?
Like, well, hello, first and foremost. Like what? Nick,
Like,
no,
your girl trying to get me jammed up. HP, what the fuck?
First of all, nigga, calm down. Okay? That's what I'm gonna tell him. Second of all, you got an issue. You need to address that through me. There's already been one violation tonight. Let's not go make it another one. Okay?
True.
There's already been some bitch ass shit that done took place. Don't go fall into that trap too. Because all you're gonna do is be a bitch ass nigga. And you trying to be on the phone, make me a bitch ass nigga going back and forth with you. And I ain't gonna do it.
Nah, she in here throwing shit at me and shit.
I understand all that. I understand all that, bro. But you're gonna have to go through that. You're gonna have to go through that. Okay? It's just for right now. The way you react to this is gonna determine what the fuck happens next. Okay? Throwing my girl on the phone, gonna add more fuel to the fire, and then I ain't gonna be over here acting like you. I'm chilling right now. I done put her on the right page where we need to be at, and we reading that page together. I suggest you try to do the same. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no doubt.
If not, my nigga, you need to move on and go get you a beer somewhere, cool off, let her calm down, and you know, try it again tomorrow. But right now, and we ain't gonna do that. That's over. She overstepped. We corrected it. But ain't gonna be another one. Chill out. You know, that's just how I am.
West Coast J. Robert on the phone. Yo, what the fuck? Let me talk to your girl, man. My girl in here wilding out. Why the fuck she call my girl?
Yeah, nah. So, I mean, it was mistakes. Mistakes have happened. Feel me? To act like you are high and mighty and innocent in this situation is not necessarily the right move. So, you know, I'll deal with my girl. You deal with yours. Next time, be smarter. You feel me? Everybody makes mistakes. Players fuck up, bruh. Handle your business.
No doubt. No doubt. I like that out of y'all. Hey.
Hey, man, ain't gonna be no bitch ass nigga shit now. Come on, man.
I'm talking about
my girl trying to get on the phone to fuss at my girl for, man. What the hell wrong with you, man?
Like, he heated. He hot.
Chill out, bro. Like, come on, man. I would be.
He hot over a situation he created. So fuck out of here with that shit.
So fuck out of here, right, bro? Like, bro, chill out. Like, nah, that's why I'm like, there's already been one bitch ass thing that happened tonight, okay? Which is you fucking up and my girl even getting involved in this shit. That situation's happened. I can't undo that. But we ain't finna keep this shit going with you. What? Calling me trying to get her on the phone, bro? You acting real unfamiliar right now. It's like,
so ain't gonna be
nigga right now, bro.
Right? You acting like a bitch right now, dog.
Ain't gonna be no setting her straight, huh?
Man, come on, man. Now you starting other problems. You first of all, what make you? Why you ain't coming to me, bro? We're friends. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be so calm and cool. Like, bro, I'm just trying to give you a way out of this dumb shit you trying to create.
Right?
Like, bro, we're friends. You're supposed to bring that to me. Do you want a problem with me over this for real? You like it's gonna end our friendship? All the times you done got caught up with bitches. This the one. This your own mistake. This the one. Come on, man.
I ain't even fucked the bitch, bro. I just sent a picture, man. Come on, my girl out here thinking like, all right, then. That's what it is.
Hey, it is what it is, man. Be careful next time.
Don't be angry. Be careful.
Like, bro, you know I got a girl, okay? What the fuck you thought was gonna happen, man? Come on, you know she crazy. Like, there might be something I say. I don't know.
Right, you trying to catch me up in this motherfucker? Why you trying to catch me up? How you gonna try to fuck up my day?
Shit. Oh, so I got friends that just cheat now. Motherfucker, that's how she looking at me, okay?
Right. You got a whole another slew of questions to answer.
And then now you want to get on the phone and fuss at her? She gonna be like, oh, so now the cheater is mad. That's what she's gonna be looking at me. Oh, you got the cheaters back. You gonna put that cheater on the phone with me, nigga, to cuss me out? You ain't trying to get none tonight. Why don't you go cheat with that nigga? Is it your cheat day?
You probably
or is it
cheat with that
day?
nigga anyway. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Oh, have you really been going to the gym? Have you really?
You know what they say about birds of a feather.
Right. This your homeboy up. This who you putting on the phone with me.
This your man.
That's your man's. That's your
This your
man's.
man's.
This who you gonna put on the phone? Or you gonna have this nigga's back right now? Really? Really? You finna have this nigga's back? Okay. Let you have some bitch picture come across your phone. Like, and it's all gonna be on me now.
Right.
Because
It's all be your fault.
Let you text some bitch phone. I'm gonna find out. I can't believe you doing me like this. It's like, wait a minute. Okay, I ain't did shit. Yes, you did. You don't even realize what you done caused between us. Because of this nigga, man. That's why you can't fall into that bitch nigga trap.
No, not at all. Not at all. Y'all gave some real good feedback. Y'all both said do better next time. And hey, speaking of doing things better next time, we're gonna try to do it better next time. But for this time, we got to be out.
Okay,
West Coast.
real quick before we out.
Oh,
give
doubt,
us
no
one
doubt.
thing. What has that ever happened to you? One, you ever got caught up like that? I just want to know. I'm curious. See you dating that pimpin'. And two, if your shorty went in your phone and did that, and then called Buddy's girl or whatever, and then Buddy called you, and he's like, "Hey man, let me put your girl on the phone." What would you do?
So I haven't been caught up like that. I've been caught up in I don't have my girl like go through my whole phone before. Like I've been caught up like that, but and it wasn't even really anything like too bad in there. She just saw some chick say she wanted to give me a hug or some shit, and she's like, "The fuck is this bitch want to give you a hug?" And I was like,
oh, you hugging bitches now, huh? You walk around just hugging bitches?
Oh, so
Right,
you just hugging bitches. You the hugging motherfucking man.
Yeah, you a hugger. Oh, you a hugger, nigga. Nigga, when
Hugging other bitches, what happened?
when the last time you hugged me, nigga? Some shit like that. But no, this didn't happen to me. This just happened to. This is a scenario shared with me by someone I know. And I was like, wow, I was just listening to it so interested. I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna talk about that shit on the show. No, I'm just like you guys. Like, I'm first and foremost, I know guy code, bro code is crazy. Like, I don't violate bro code. Period. Like, shit, my guy, that's my guy, and
my guys know that, so don't put me in a situation.
My guys know that. So, and I'm in group text. I am in group text with my guys. I'm in group text with my dudes, so I already know how we get down. So some of the shit we be talking about be your lady. Like, let me tell you what the fuck this girl did. Like, I get that it's important to keep a segment of privacy related to that, and you might have to under communicate or maybe tell a quick, like, shoot a fast one, like, oh, you don't want to see this shit. Like, why if you ever get my phone, you answer my phone, don't be going through my text, because, like, my dudes who be talking, like, you just never know what you're gonna see. And if you take
disclaimer,
if you take something out of context, boy, it's gonna be real hard for me to explain that shit and just leave it. You know what I'm saying? So I would absolutely first and foremost, I'm gonna check my lady. Like, why would you take something that you saw in my phone and then take it outside of the house? Like, you don't even really know the scenario. You don't know anything about what happened. You don't know anything about what's going on with this picture or anything like that. I cannot believe, not even for him, but you should have talked to me about this. And I would have did some strong checking. Like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that shit to you. Don't do that shit to me. Like, respect my privacy. I apologize that I had my phone open while that shit came through. But the shit wasn't meant for you, so you need to act accordingly when shit not meant for you. If I would have wanted you to see it, I would have fucking shared it with you. First and foremost. And my guy, I agree 100% with y'all. You know, because I know he was gonna call, spazzing out like, "Yo, the fuck, your girl got me in all kinds of trouble. Like, why would she call my girl and say like I fucked this girl when like, first of all, that's not what happened. Say, yo, oh, okay, like, hey, my dude, hey, I get it. Like, she looking at you sideways, which making her looking at me sideways, and you hot with her. Now remember, we all kind of have some kind of relationship because we all know, you know what I'm saying? We all know each other, and so I'm gonna be her shield in that moment of just I'm not gonna let anything like that fly. I'm gonna be like, dude, it happens, man. Like, work that shit out with your lady. I'm gonna work this shit out with my lady because we both got some shit that we both gonna be having some uncomfortable conversations tonight. But
see, your homie, he's wanting your lady to fix his problem right then and there. That's
right.
What he's really wanting to do.
Right. Because your lady called his lady and was like, "Oh, get what the fuck? You checking, man? He's out doing." So she don't know all that. So I get that he's upset, but
right.
I'ma handle it. I'ma check her. I'ma handle it. Nothing like this will ever happen again. You know what I'm saying? And then we can move on from there. But no, you don't want no problem with me about this, because you know, even though I'm kind of in the middle. You know, I'm kind of side with her, you know, but not when you want to come at her, and you might be on some out there wild disrespectful shit, and you know, this ain't gonna be a good situation for none of the four of us or none of the other homies in the group. So I'm gonna just have them chill and calm down and like just remind them that, you know, this ain't what we're here for.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's how I would handle it. You know, I'll tell them the same thing.
In that scenario, a relationship is changing that night. At least one.
Right. Do better next time. That's what I would say. Do better next time. Y'all ruined my perfectly amazing outro that I was getting into. Y'all see how I set it up?
You keep trying to skate away from these topics, bro.
Huh?
Said you keep trying to skate away from these topics, put us in controversial situations, and try and get out of this motherfucker like you ain't in yet.
Hey, whenever you want me to chime in, brother, all you gotta do is ask.
We did.
No doubt. But we're a little over. We apologize for that. Hey, it's been great. It's been amazing. But we gotta leave y'all. But we're gonna be back next week. But for now, West Coast, man. Zip them up.
Man. Congratulations to the Defy Life Trivia Chat. Al. He held it down. Had a relatively dominant performance. I listened all the way through. It was cool. Enjoyed that shit. Some condolences. The Rona has finally hit some people in my family, so prayers and condolences to my cousins down in Louisiana.
I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
Grandmother lost a nephew and some other things. Like mom lost her first cousin. It's real, so y'all please stay your ass in the house and stop spreading that shit around. The Rona is out there peeping through your window, creeping around the corner and shit. And as usual, much like we was just talking about at the end of this show, treat others the way you want to be treated. Be excellent to one another. That's about all I got.
No doubt. Hey, my condolences to you and your family, man. I know that's tough. No doubt, man. Hollywood Paul, man. You guys zip them up.
Yeah, man, I ain't got much, man. Just stay safe out there. Keep your hands clean when you're leaving in and out the house. Gloving up, masking up. Try to stay away from people as much as possible. Stop this shit from spreading. West Coast, I'm sorry you lost somebody, bruh. It's always a tragic thing to lose anyone, especially with some bullshit like this, you know. But anyway, y'all, you know, I ain't got much to say. Just treat everybody with respect and love, man. Spread love to people. It takes a little bit of effort. Just be considerate for others. And be mindful of yourself, okay? Be very mindful. Be mindful of the things you're doing. like touching your face, like you didn't touch something in public. Be mindful. You're spreading shit. That's all I got.
No doubt. And you got to be cognizant of that, because when your face itch, you really just without thinking, just go scratch that shit. Boy, when I be out, you got to remember, though, my damn skin could be crawling. I'm not scratching shit until I get home and wash my damn hands. But I don't have nothing too crazy, man. Kind of make a theme of thanking the endless workers that are on the front lines of this thing, man. The doctors and nurses, the people in the grocery stores, all of that, but especially the doctors and nurses. They're out there doing double, triple shifts, 24 hours in a day. They're working 20 of them, putting their life on the line with little equipment, little personal protective equipment to save a life, man. So shout out to you guys. We love you. Keep doing your thing. Listeners, we love you. Don't forget to like, share, rate, and subscribe. And y'all already know what I'm gonna say, man. You're not rocking with the Defy Life. What's your life about? We out.
This is Defy Life.
Welcome to the Defy Life podcast. Join JR, Thomas, and Al as they take on topics in sports, politics, current events, family, and more. Insightful, hilarious, always unique. New episode every Wednesday. Powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. Listen at DefyLifePods.com and everywhere else your favorite podcasts are available. If you're not rocking with Defy Life, what's your life about?